I recently read Song of Solomon, and here are some of the takeaways I got from the book. Hey everyone, it's Joshua from More Than Faith, the channel to help you grow in your faith and understand God better. Now, before we get into the explanation of the book and what I got, let's look at some of the context surrounding the book. This is a very interesting book of the Bible. It has very vivid language, and language that we would consider nowadays to be quite interesting, but it was a little more common to speak like that back then in biblical times. And it's actually one of two books in the Bible where God is not mentioned directly in the book. The other book is Esther, and we can maybe talk about Esther some other time. But regardless, this book is still about God, and it's deeply showing what his plans have for biblical marriage and courtship. This book is one of the most influential biblical books on marriage and courtship, and is a definite rich source of knowledge for us to learn from. Now, the main point of the book is told through the story of a Shulamite woman and her husband. And her husband has been described as a king, rich, handsome, and stuff like that. And some people think that it's Solomon, which is why it's called Song of Solomon, but the book can be also called Song of Songs. Now, interesting enough, some people think it's the husband Solomon. I'm a little hesitant to say that it's Solomon, because Solomon is mentioned by name in the book, but he is sort of talked about as like separate to the husband. So maybe the husband Solomon, maybe it's some other guy. We have no idea who. But regardless, that's for biblical scholars to debate about, and it's not really something we should even debate about, because regardless of who the husband is, whether he's Solomon or somebody else, it doesn't change the message of the book whatsoever. And so that's some of the context surrounding the book. Let's jump into what I got from the book. Now, the first takeaway I got from the book is that physical intimacy is beautiful and is reserved for marriage. Throughout the book, it is very clear, and the couple does not become physically intimate until they are married and they've gone on their honeymoon and stuff like that. There's a command actually written like 3 times in the book, different chapters, like 3 in the book. And it says, "Do not stir up love, nor awaken it until it pleases." That's Solomon 2:7, 3:5, and 8:4. Now, this is something that has completely disappeared from society these days. In film, movie, and nowadays, it is very commonplace to see couples, not even couples, dating, people just dating each other, or not even dating, to be physically intimate with each other. It has become more of an emotionally based thing, whereas it's not a unification, a beautiful thing of a husband and wife today. And it is so common that it feels wrong watching this on TV and stuff and hearing about it. It's just like, it has completely just disappeared from society. And it's not only in Song of Solomon that this happens, it's in Hebrews 13:4. You need to wait to do be intimate with your wife. Now, the second thing that I got from the book is that the couple has an argument, but they come back together. Now, the story goes that the man is coming home and the wife is actually sleeping, the Shulamite woman, and he wants to be physically intimate with her, but she's pretty tired and she doesn't want to. So the man gets angry and he kind of storms out of the house. But the Lord convicts the husband of his mistake, and he comes back to her and he says, "Hey, I'm wrong." Now, the thing to notice is that it's God that's helping him figure out that he did wrong, obviously, but the man is not scared or ashamed to say, "Hey, I messed up. I did wrong." And I think that's a great lesson we need to learn, regardless of your husband or wife, because in a relationship, you will have arguments, you will have trouble, but it's how you respond to that, which is really revealing of how strong your relationship is. You need to be not afraid to admit, "Hey, honey, hey, hubby," or whatever term you wish to use. Like, "Hey, I messed up." Okay? And now the thing to note is that when the husband returns, the wife forgives him, loves him so much that she puts aside his anger, his fault, his mistake, and loves him regardless. Now, the third takeaway I had from it is that this is an ideal picture of marriage. Song of Solomon has a beautiful picture of what God designed marriage to be. Marriage is an exclusive relationship. It's between one man and one woman. It is a bond of deep friendship, emotional bonding, and lasting stability. Your marriage needs to last. It is steadfast because God's love is steadfast. That's what God intended for marriage. Now, misunderstandings and arguments will occur in marriage. That is a given. We're sinful. We make mistakes. Okay? But when a couple is together, they come together and they're together committed towards striving to be more like God's perfect example of marriage, then that marriage will be a happy one and God will be glorified through the marriage. And marriage and the physical union that comes after marriage both come from God, which means they're both beautiful things. Now, the fourth takeaway I got from the book is that both the man and the woman seek each other. Now, I'm not talking about seeking that you think of like man seeking to find his wife or a woman trying to find a husband. It's not that kind of seeking. It's not pursuing something. It is the desire kind of to learn, to grow, and to learn more about from each other. Find out who the other person is. It's a desire to go close to them and to enjoy being with each other. And you can see that throughout the book. Because when they're on their honeymoon, they're having fun, they're laughing, they want to be with each other. And when they're separated after the argument, they both want to come together because they both enjoy being with each other. Love is active, it's not passive. It's an attitude to serve the best interest of the other. Because if you start serving each other and looking for the best interest of each other, and they do the same for you, it's going to be a happy relationship. And God will be honored because you are sacrificing yourself for the other person. And which is just a beautiful thing. And I just love it. Now, I have not dated. I have not done anything like that. So this is all stuff taken from the book of Song of Solomon. None of it's been really put in my interest or my words because I have zero experience in this area. But it is a definite place for you guys to look for biblical knowledge on courtship, marriage, dating, and that sort of stuff. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. I pray that this video will help you in your relationship, and may God bless you throughout the week.